Unfortunately, in Week 14, our undefeated streak has come to an end. If there's any silver lining from that game, though, it's that we threw 4 interceptions, 3 of which were literal touchdowns, and yet we only lost by 10. As long as we don't have one of the worst games ever, like we had there, especially when it comes to turnovers leading to direct points, directly leading to those points, I think we'll be fine. Right now, we have the Seahawks here in Week 16, a team that could still sneak into the playoffs. I don't know if they want some revenge for the 1-yard line. What's the story? But never going to consider any team to be an automatic win. And then in Week 18, a big game, as we do have the Texans that lost here. But if the Texans can keep this one within one game, they can keep this battle for the number 1 seed within one game, they could actually beat us in the final game and steal the number 1 seed, which would be, it would be something. It would definitely be quite crazy, but there's still a chance. The thing is, we have a couple of very easy to beat teams here, the Seahawks and Jets. If we lose one of these games, the Texans have a shot. If not, I think we've got the number 1 seed again. Let's take a look at the players of the week. See if we gave any up. That Bengals week, I'm surprised we didn't, but hey, I'm glad we didn't, I suppose. But you got the Chiefs and the Niners. You got the Titans and the Packers. Look at that Purdy game. That's pretty good. I mean, Mahomes really good as well, but damn. It's like almost 500 total yards in that game. But let's take a look at the team real quick. We have definitely a few injuries. It's a bit unfortunate, but we're managing. Besides that Bengals game, of course, we don't talk about it. Offense, there's been a big position battle at running back throughout the season. Normally this is kind of solved during preseason, but no, it's been throughout the season at this rate. And I really don't know how to start because I still think Stevenson's the better of the two, but Stevenson's been hurt almost every single game, and you just can't roll someone out there as the main back when you're expecting him to be gone by, quarter way through the game. Receivers, they're still solid, but definitely lacking in separation, at least timely separation these days. Patton is definitely our most consistent guy with that. Offensive line's done well enough. There's been moments that we're not proud of, but they've done well enough. And then tight end Bates has stepped in with Faulkner being injured and really is easily showing how he's going to take the job, really. It's just, can't even afford Faulkner, but even if we could, Bates would likely be the guy going forward. Defensively, they've been the better of the two sides, for sure. Definitely been the better of the two sides, more consistent. We're 13-1. We haven't looked perfect, but we've done enough. Let's take a look at the injuries on both sides. Take a look at that Seahawks team and hop on in against them in prime time. Looking at the injuries, Uche 1 more week, Faulkner 3 more weeks, and then Smith 4 more weeks. Take a look at the Seahawks if they have anything going on. They do not have any injuries. Also, another big storyline going into next episode is that the Texans in Week 18, if they can close this gap somehow, they pretty much need us to lose a game. If they can close the gap, they could beat us in the final game to steal the number 1 seed. Now, we have the Seahawks here who are 6-8. We have the Jets who are 7-7. Looks good to beat them both. We'll see if that actually happens. But Texans also have to win all their games leading up. The odds are pretty against them. But just saying, there's something there to be said. Maybe even when it's all said and done, though, maybe the Raiders or Ravens catch up and we're playing to knock them down a peg. I'm not even sure if we want to. Maybe the Raiders a little bit higher. Honestly, I don't know if we do because we want the best team as close to our seeding as possible. So then we have to play them last, right? So number 1 seed is all that really matters at this point. Seahawks roster, Mike O'Brien is their quarterback 1. Good enough speed, decent enough throw power. Short and medium are great. Just don't expect them to throw it deep, which, of course, they have DK Metcalf still, I imagine. So maybe a little bit of a dead situation there. Kenneth Walker, very, very fast. 99 overall. You can't get much better than him. Receiving, maybe not so good, but super elusive. He's going to be a problem. DK Metcalf has regressed, apparently. 87, 88 overall, which is still good. He's still fast, but yeah, he's getting up there, right? Like he's got to be, 31, I would say? 30, 31, which, it's not terrible. Obviously, it's getting there, but Christian Watson, another guy that's, similarly built, just a little less tanky, but also very fast. Very good at stretching the field, so maybe not the right quarterback for them. They also have Joe Small, who's not small by any means. 6'4", 93 speed. They seem to have a bit of a type. Just a little bit of a type. Max Johnson, the tight end, not the fastest, but decent route runner in the short and medium range. Release is good. Catching's good. He's young. He's a solid-looking player at that 6'5" height. Garrard, left tackle, 6'8", looks great. Left guard, Haynes is solid. Center is not the best. Right guard, pretty good. Right tackle, not bad either. Got some youthful players there. Byron Murphy seems to be a really good player with, basically maxed out power move. Really good block shed as well. Then you have right end Bobby Schmidt. What kind of scheme is it? Who knows? Great power move. He's not the smallest guy, but 271 is a little too small inside. Maybe Craig Farrell is going to add a little of that over at 317 to kind of make up for it. Boya Mafe is their left outside linebacker. He's not the best, but he is very athletic and has good enough finesse. Linebackers off ball. He got a little bit of speed. Right outside linebacker, Herbig. Very raw. Very raw. Never seemed to develop. Witherspoon and Woolen, still one of the better cornerback duos in the league. Free safety Reed is solid, and then strong safety Wise a little on the slower side. Kickers, Matt Gay, 95 kick power. Arnold, rookie, 93 kick power. Have to assume with the way they're built that the run game is going to be their number one, and in general, the way their quarterback is built, that the short game is going to be their most important and useful route to putting up points. I don't know what I want to do. It says outside run. I guess that makes sense, so let's do it. You want to make sure that he is not running and gunning outside freely. Otherwise, he's going to score with that speed. Looking at their defense, looks to be really bad. Basically in 25 or below team, maybe even worse than that, right? Because, usually the averages, if they're that low, it's going to be, there's not going to be many teams averaging 25 and below. So, might even be worse than that. But we're going to call it the 25th worst defense. I'm trying to think of what you want to do, because interior, you do have Byron Murphy, but he's only star dev. So, without abilities, do you really worry too much? We're going to run inside and see if we can't just run it all the way down on him. Couple of upgrades on the offensive line. Blackwell is going to be 95 for his next ability slot, so it probably doesn't matter too much what we do here. Strength is unfortunately not super high, but let's go with power at this point. Maybe the best way to get strength. Possibly, not 100% sure, but possibly. A little bit of power blocking, it's kind of what we're aiming for. Really slow, but, steady. And then another offensive lineman in Justin Palmer, who's actually an 84 overall, which really begs the question of, how is Blackwell not better? You know what I mean? Like, star dev versus superstar dev, they're about the same overall. I don't know. Maybe it's just because he's left tackle, he's giving up more of those pretty good upgrades here. But he's giving up more of those sacks because it's a tougher position to play. But regardless, those are the upgrades. Let's head on in. Primetime game against the Seahawks. You only have to imagine they would have assumed this is a revenge game for the 1 yard line, but Seahawks basically being on the playoffs, maybe even physically, for all we know. 9-8 is not a guaranteed playoff record. Not really going to have the same high that it was going to before the season started, potentially. That's the only reason why I would assume you would play this game on primetime. But of course, it's always cool to see this stadium, and those fans are always going to go out and show out. So we'll see what happens as this Seahawks team has a couple of playmakers, right? DK Metcalf, even Christian Watson, you can't really take your eye off too much. The speed they have, they'll just burn you in a heartbeat if you do. Kenneth Walker, one of the best running backs in the entire league, and their offensive line is actually looking kind of developed. It's up there. It's like basically the same as ours, and if you want to consider our offensive line good, then you have to say theirs is too. As usual, though, it looks like we're going to be kicking the ball off first. Stevenson is on the special team. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why he's been getting hurt lately. He's running all the way down there. He's like, that's enough for me. That's enough running. I am sitting out, and my leg hurts. Speaking of Stevenson, he does actually get in there on the tackle. Let's take a look at their quarterback. Most quarterbacks are going to have a better touchdown to pick ratio than us, so I'm expecting the worst. Let's take a look at what they got going on. They have a 22-6. Yeah, like I said, pretty much every single quarterback has a better record than us, touchdown to pick ratio wise, which sucks. Okay, our touchdowns are low, and we're holding the ball a long time because we're just not having any openings. It's one of our worst. See, I was still expecting that to be a play action. I don't know. You can't really, is he actually hurt or is he celebrating? I can't tell. But you can't really sell a run, if you will, if you're actually running it. But I guess the way the linemen run, perhaps? I'm not sure. But either way, it's not I thought it was another. Man, this is tricking me. Out there in space, and Kenneth Walker turns that into a gain of 8. That is what he is. I'm going to get a press off the line because we have a lot of linemen in, but we don't really have the pass rush for this. Trying to get there deep, can't, and Kenneth, there's no way Kenneth just turns another bad play into a good gain. 2 for 17, should have been a stop multiple times. Bringing the blitzer in off the edge. Good tackle by Barmore, only a gain of 1. Kenneth Walker last week, 64 yards. Not a lot, but 3 touchdowns. That's really where the juice is. I will say, though, right now they are playing overly conservative towards him. They're moving the ball down the field, but all it takes is Kenneth to not break one of these really absurd tackles, and, it's a punt already, basically. So, oh, here we go, running right after us. And I say that, but I guess it's easier said than done, as he is literally, outside of that one run, broken a tackle every single time. We're going to be running a blitz. Got to play him over top. And he's in trouble. There you go. Beasley slamming him down. Finally, we stopped that one. About time we stopped letting these gimmicky third downs convert. As that ball is going to be kicked rather deep. And he's just not going to go to the ball, and that ball barely goes out. Here comes Drake May. Don't want to talk about those numbers. We're going to do it, but I don't want to. Let's see what we're looking at. 24 touchdowns, 13 picks, 3,100 yards. Yeah, that's about it. That's all I'm willing to talk about at this rate. Brooks to the left side. Got the big guy, Middle Brooks, going down with the blocks. Getting a few yards there. Brooks, 89 yards and a touchdown. It's a good game. Stretch to the left. Brooks juking inside, gains about 4, first down. And here they are, bringing us out of the run luck. They got 5 down. I'm not doing it. Although they do drop one of them off. Bates, really good throw, great catch, good enough route. We have the out. We do not have the out. Really good blocking here, and Drake May is going to take off. He gets good enough blocks down the sideline, out of bounds at the 30 for a massive 24-yard gain. Some of the best blocking we have seen so far. Quick look over to Patton, possibly, and it will be. One to beat. Gets a juke move. Can't quite get past him, but still gains 7. These are the kind of completions I like to see. Easy to hit. I mean, I guess the Bates one wasn't easy, but it should be pretty low risk, as Brooks gets about 4 for another first down. Kind of bunched up. Kind of a quick read. Let's see what we got. There goes Patton. Perfect throw. Patton out running everybody to the end zone. Touchdown. That was a really efficient drive. I mean, it really wasn't even a bunch of big plays or anything. That's 7 yards a pop, pretty much, getting us down the field. That huge run, obviously, from May, but outside of that, just more efficiency rather than big plays, and that's a pretty big play right there. Is a slant going for the end zone that far out is pretty good. And then they come back out after a really good drive from us, and they look like they're ready to go back to conservative. And it will not be a run. It'll be a wide open nobody, because Cobb's going to come in there for the 1-yard sack. We'll take it. Almost arguably a coverage sack in a blitz, which I don't know if that's good or not. Is it like, are the DBs good there, or the pass rusher? Oh, my Lord. With a run like that, I'm going to say it's the pass rusher being bad. But hey, I suppose at least it wasn't the pass rush and the coverage being bad. One of them was good. And we're trying to get in there with Warmack. We can't, but he gets locked up because his left guard can't beat Cobb, who is slowly becoming a superstar on this team. Ironically enough, physically is a superstar. These linebackers, though, stealing the show, as they sometimes do. It's kind of hard to steal the show, as pretty much everyone on this team, mainly in that secondary, is really impressive. Should actually have a chance to return it this time. I don't know if we even want to return it, because our offense is actually doing pretty well right now. I'd rather just get the ball in their hands. Don't want something to go bad, and then they start worrying about things. As Allen finds some room. Juke move inside. Gets a really good return there. Blocking on all levels has been really good. Brooks inside. Gets a pretty good block from his left guard. Gains almost 6. Going back to the pass game. Douglas gets picked up pretty nicely. Great catch, though. Our worst kind of beat yet. 3rd and 3. About to be the second quarter here. Efficiency causing this game to kind of move along quickly. Haven't really seen an incompletion. Okay, we got some 12th man things going on. I don't even know if that was a thing. As Brooks is going to still find his way for, guess what? 4 yards. You hand the ball off to him when he needs 3. He's going to get 4 every single time, it seems. As this time, he's not going to go anywhere. We're going to actually lose 4 yards. Their best chance yet to get off the field without giving up points. Bates inside is kind of our guy. We're not going to get enough time to throw this, and that is a risky ball. Fortunately, just not going to be able to get that out over to Patton, who was kind of the main route. Just couldn't get him in. And that screen's never going to work because too much traffic in the lane, and that will be a punt. They should be pretty happy that we didn't get that ball off with that blitz. That was really not a good time for them, as we are going to kick this ball out to the 3. They tried to do the same a little bit earlier, and it did not work out. Who is that? Okay, Collins is pretty good. He's pretty fast. And we can't get out there with Beasley, and we're not going to get that. Bad angles. They're going to gain 19 from their own 3. Don't get me wrong, we had a lot of DBs in there, but still. Got to do a little bit better than that. We did kind of get ourselves blocked, though, as the linebacker, and we just get blocked again. Speaking of... Thankfully, it was too far out because I don't know what the hell is happening to Warmack there. Warmack, like, did he get a concussion during this? Like, gets bumped and then just dies. He just dies. He's like waving his hands like something like illegal happened on the play. It's like you ran into somebody getting blocked. There's nothing that can be done by anyone there. Look at these blocks in this run game. What a hit by Gamble. They're going to say he wasn't touched somehow. But yeah, this run game, they can find a way to keep us a little off guard. They can probably win this with just the run, as they're going to get some good blocks, and their slow quarterback is running into open space, trying to strip him as Gonzalez of the 26. Watson injured on that blocking play. What a run from their quarterback. I mean, I thought we had a good run with May, which, I mean, it was okay, but that's way better. The dangers of just not taking someone seriously, I suppose. A lot of yards gained on that one. You don't expect him to keep it, but yeah, I mean, if he has to keep it, he's got enough speed. And over the middle, they're actually going to find a receiver as well. And look out, here comes the Seahawks. That run game, it's opening everything up. Number 1 run offense for a reason. And he's going to throw that to the tight end. It's going to get a few yards, but without the pressure, you kind of expect it worse. Fortunately, we're going to have to bring the blitz. Gamble going against Metcalf is kind of scary. And outside, could be our fault. He's going to be short. He hit the 1, but it is short. They can have all the receivers in they want. We've got to bring some bodies up. What the hell is Cobb doing? Making a crazy play. Loss of apparently only 1. I'm not sure I agree with that, but okay. Sure as hell seemed like it was his fault that he went back that far, but yeah. I mean, he broke a tackle, but sure. You got the field goal force. Okay, so it wasn't looking good for a moment, but the defense... They held up, and will hold the lead still. Harper on the return. He's had a pretty good kick returning season, I feel, as he jukes right into some danger. That could have been a fumble. Got the stretch. As long as the right tackle takes on the edge itself, Bates, if he takes second level, which he does, a little late, kind of made us hesitate. There's a chance that the receivers ultimately were the ones that failed. Tightening up a little bit. I don't like it. And we can't hit that throw as well, I can't believe May didn't fumble there. As the edge rusher backs off too long. Probably would have had Patton, but didn't expect it. Let's see if we can get Polk maybe. Save this play. And we're just not going to have the time. This Schmidt guy is going ham. And I simmed. Apparently our punter had one of the greatest punts of all time. They're at the 20-yard line. We can't get out there with Warmack, and they're going to run all the way out of bounds. I feel like Walker probably could have taken a hit, but I guess 2 minutes. Could have probably juked inside, maybe, gotten second level. I don't know. Did something crazy. Over the middle. Oh, my Lord. Warmack sent him. That's a lot of energy being transferred there, let me tell you. And running back is open. He's not going to have anywhere to go. There you go. Only a gain of 2. Some clock's going to get wasted. I mean, this base is working out for us so far, I think. Deep over the middle. We have that, but nobody's on the running back. Huge hit by Beasley, and they're starting to take some hits out here. They're starting to take some hits. All it takes is one of those to be a fumble. Their defense, the first drive, didn't really look that good. Screen pass, and nobody's on it again. Good job by Collins to actually get off that block. One-on-one, I don't know if Gonzalez makes that play. No, we got Beasley going against freaking JSN. Pretty good coverage all in all considered. Shift them over. Beasley this time on the screen. We're all over it, and he's going to throw that basically into the dirt. From the 39-yard line, they're going to throw... Wow, Dial got cooked alive by JSN. Really good slot receiver, just showed you why. We bring in the blitz, basically having to trust one-on-one across. And that could be picked. Gonzalez drops what could have been a touchdown. And when I say it could have been, it should have been. Oh my, that is a mistake. And over the middle, Gonzalez gets beat again. Might be the last play before this. No, they're going to hike this. This screen pass is going to get out there, and they're going to run out of time. Now I can see why they're 6-8. What a horrible decision while having a perfectly executed drive. 7-3. into halftime. Not a great scoreline at all, but their defense has woken up a little bit, which is a little surprising because their ranks are terrible across the league. Where are the Texans? The Texans lost to the Raiders, meaning I'm pretty sure we have the number 1 seed. That's crazy. Of all the teams, I mean, the Raiders are in the playoffs, but still, that is surprising. At this point, we're just playing for stats to give us a chance at awards, to give us a chance at devs, but also just to be fresh. You know, you can't bench your guys for a month and expect them to play well in the playoffs. Harper trying to break some tackles against the 27-yard line. I almost do wonder, like, obviously you want the number 1 seed, but you definitely want your team to have to earn it a little bit more than this, right? It's like you don't know what to do as a coach. Because it's like, once again, you can't, what a throw and catch. You can't bench them that long, but it also feels like, well, why are we starting them, dude? They could get hurt. So, you know, whereas if you have to go, you have to win games, you know, it's a lot easier of a decision. What a move by Brooks. Gains about 4. Going with the pass play. This play usually does work for us. I was going to take the tight end, but they actually left Douglas, which usually they don't. Usually they're up on him, which I suppose is how you get those plays in behind. Not this time, though. Bates, unfortunately, had to be ignored. Let's see if we can get him this time. Down the middle. Don't usually see this open up. Brooks, not great, but Polk, actually Patton, wide open. Big gainer, gets blasted to the 9. I mean, when we, like, run an offense, we truly do try to go with what the defense gives us. They weren't really giving us much. They're still not giving us much. They're going to freaking... Good play by them, spying the linebacker. They're going to get us with the spy. They weren't messing around on that one, I'll tell you. I trust Bates to get open here. I don't think anyone's dropping off. I think this is linebacker versus tight end. And he's open. We trusted Bates, and he drops it wide open. Am I being punked right now? Is this team, like, are they trying to lose? Try to step up, can't, gets blasted. 5 sacks on the day so far. Receivers not really getting open enough. And then when they do get open, they drop it, apparently. Bates with a touchdown. Potential game sealer. Nope. Got to go back out there, play some defense. Decent little play to start their drive off with the touchdown. A first down, not a touchdown. Could get a touchdown here. And we force him right back out there. Probably, if I was Walker, I'd probably take the safety rather than the big dudes on the right. Come with a DB blitz. Of course, they're still willing to run it. It's like they knew we were running this. And we're going to be out there with Collins, and we overrun it, but thankfully McKenzie is on the play. Going buck wild with the blitz. Bringing him off the edge hard. And it's going to be a fumble right into the hands of Ojulari, who's still running. Oh, my Lord. We almost just sold so hard. The DBs don't get a chance to score often, and, you know, they wild out a little bit. What a play by the defense. I knew if we brought those DBs far enough out the edges, their tackles would not be able to get there, and they just didn't have it ready. He just fumbles it. I mean, damn near. He tries to tackle him hard, by the way. Damn near an interception. What a play. It was actually such a cool play, though. He gets hit and just, I mean, it's a perfect, absolutely perfect deflection right to him, if you will. Not sure what's the best way to trigger a breakout, but stat line-wise, I wish I would have called it a freaking interception. Either way, takeaway for a score, and oh, they're getting gobbled up there with Cobb. We're starting to get a little more aggressive because we were like, hey, this quarterback, there's a trend here. He's not really throwing the ball deep. If you can get in his face early, not going to be able to get that ball out, and we're going to be able to stop them. They're not going to throw deep. We don't really have to worry too much about getting in behind, right? He's going to run it again. We're out there with Beasley. Perfect filtration. Gain of 1. Defense has been unbelievable. Stepping a little bit too hard. Expecting a block and release there. And that is a pretty good play. And dropped! Gonzalez gets a hand in there. Metcalf, strong hands usually, sells what would have been a first down. Pretty good return last time. Look at Gonzalez on the gunner there, just stopping him dead. And there goes Allen again. Cutting it inside to the 41. Good return. At this rate, don't really matter how we get down the field. We're just trying to do it. Got a couple of players out there, maybe too many. Scared of Polk. I'd be more scared of Patton. And there goes Brooks. Can't really get the juke there. Good run, though. They run 5 D-line. We usually don't run the ball. We're going to run it anyways. I need my guys to get out in front, though. We still gain 5. Now their D lineman's injured. Might even be their biggest defensive lineman, so that's going to be bad for them. Schmidt's thankfully slowed up a little bit since the last time we saw him kind of cooking us alive. Couldn't get past our own left guard there, gains 3. Maybe looking to give them a taste of their own medicine on this read option. Schmidt, no, it's not Schmidt. It's actually Herbig on the outside there. And, of course, Drake May, with an ability to react quicker, by the way, gets beat. They don't read it, yet still have the time to do it, I guess. I don't know. Let's kick this field goal, hopefully. Put the game away. And that should be up and good, 20-3. Defense really carrying us as usual. Entering the final quarter, 20-3. It's going to be tough for them to come back. We'll see what they can do, if anything. And apparently, if you leave the fellas on autopilot mode a little bit, they get destroyed to the 11 in short time. Testing if it's man. We're out there, curl route, and right into the arms of Cobb, who's having a game. What the hell is he doing? What the hell is Cobb doing? In any other game, I'd be pretty mad because it's like, are you trying to get a flag? But in this game, the game's pretty much over. Yeah, you guys have cooked. You guys deserve a little bit of trash talk. Oh, that cutback, but right into the arms of Cobb. Number 5 takeaway team. Only 1 today, but it was for a touchdown and kind of seemingly closed the game. Our offense hasn't been good, but theirs was even worse. They're just so reliant on that run game, and once it starts to slow down, there's nothing they can do. Yeah, they have a lot of players open on that right side. He doesn't go to him, though, and Beasley out there saves what could have been a touchdown. That is one cause for concern. If we had to play like Lamar Jackson or something, he could single-handedly, win the game with his legs. And McKenzie is just not paying attention. Thankfully, Gamble hits Metcalf because that's a hell of an attempt. They could have actually caught that for the game changer. I mean, if Metcalf wasn't butterfingering today, I mean, this is a catch he usually makes. I mean, look at this. But thankfully, Gamble blasts him. And that's also the other inverse problem with their style of attack is because they run the ball, the clock goes so quickly, so they're basically helping the other team when they're not able to put up points. They've wasted more clock than we have since us taking a lead. As Blackwell's going to get out there, Middlebrooks is trying to go second level, but oh my lord. Baker truly has not lost a step. He is so fast. The outside, trusting the receivers, has not really gone well for us today. Still just trying to waste that clock. They got an edge rusher way off. Let's see if the tight end can get to him. And we try to bounce it. Can't get out there, and he does fumble. Okay, I'm not really sure how you're not protecting that ball. We didn't juke or anything. He just straight up lost it on a hit. Late game shenanigans shouldn't really lead to much, but I mean, they're under center, pitching the ball down 17 with 4 minutes left. It's almost like they were like, we appreciate you, defense, but yeah, we're done. We're out of here. You may still be trying, but we are not. That's all I get from that. I don't know what the hell we're doing. Double move for the tight end, and Dial's going to just get him on the coverage. It's a blitz, but it's a coverage sack. Let's be real. He fell down and got to him. Cobb. Oh, my. And that's an easy pick for Beasley. He doesn't need it. Really doesn't help us, but it's a 1-yard loss for a takeaway. These deflections and kind of like floater misdirection balls have been insane in this one. That went to the moon. Not a good ball that time. I'm not going to really even blame Metcalf. I mean, he had to jump up from behind, really. And what a play by Beasley. And it wasn't even Metcalf. It's just that's who I'm used to on those plays. But with that performance, we'll throw a couple of backups in there and see what happens. Falk, really good throw. I don't know how the hell Polk catches that. Stevenson in the lineup. It's good to see him here. Hopefully he doesn't get hurt. Stevenson, I mean, he's just what he is. He's just a tank. I don't know how he gained 11 on that. Stevenson again. And what a move. Oh, my Lord, Stevenson. You are ridiculous. To the 9. I mean, it's great blocking, but also the vision and the cut. I mean, he's got Brooks' season or game in this, 3 carries. I mean, that's ridiculous. It just feels night and day. It really does. Good throw to Polk, who will walk right into the end zone. Of course, they're probably not giving a crap anymore, but still, that was the easiest drive we've seen all day. And the game would end 28-3. Obviously, you're looking at that scoreline, you're like, wow, that was an easy one, but it really wasn't. It really wasn't. Once again, this offense is, there's still cause for concern. definitely still cause for concern. If our defense isn't playing as well as it did today, or we're going against a better offense in general, not one of the worst passing offenses in the league, maybe you're in a situation where on offense you're a little bit more aggressive because you have to be. And, those turnovers we're talking about, like against Cincinnati, those start to pile up, and you don't win the game on your defense's back, and, their defense being tired because their offense can't sustain a drive, So those things are, on our mind. But obviously that first drive with Patton, that kind of stuff still exists. It's just the consistency isn't necessarily there. Let's take a look at the numbers. Obviously O'Brien, completion percentage was great. It's just threw a pick, right? May, 7 completions for 10 out of 10 for 105 yards. A touchdown, nice. Falk, 2 for 2, 22 yards with a touchdown. Rushing, looking at Stevenson, 2 for 49 versus Brooks' 15 for 61. I'm just saying, same blocking, same everything, same plays even. Receiving, Patton's going to have a lot of yards, which is surprising because we just didn't have many at all. It was a really quick in-and-out game where, both teams are running the ball a lot, not throwing many incompletions, maybe not moving the ball much, but at the end of the day, that's all that really matters when the clock is down. Looking at these numbers obviously tells you that we are not getting as good a base pressure. Cobb, really good, but not getting great base pressure. We're requiring a lot of blitzes, and that's, half of our sacks are from DBs and linebackers and whatnot. Beasley, interception was awesome. And then, of course, we had the fumble recovery touchdown by Mr. Ojulari. Really awesome play. That was actually so cool. I love those types of deflections. Beasley pick was also one of them. Super fun. As we head on to the Jets, where all we got to do is win one of those games. We win, or not one of those games, win both those games. Texans, they fell behind a little bit more with that loss. 7-8 Jets, they continue their losing streak. Like you talked about Houston, they lost a bunch of games in a row too. The Raiders coming for that spot. If the Texans lose here, the Raiders win, or they just wait for us to potentially win Week 18. Raiders could climb up to the number 2 spot. I mean, you almost debate throwing that game if you're us. And once again, if we see Houston as a bigger threat, we have the number 1 seed locked in. Do you really say, okay, well, if we have to play the Raiders at some point, would you want the Raiders at home? Maybe. I don't know. Would you want them at home versus Houston at home? I don't know. Perhaps. But Houston lower on the seed gives them a better chance to lose, I suppose. So we'll see what happens. We're not going to be thinking that too far ahead because at the end of the day, we could lose this game. Texans win. And actually, I think it's physically impossible. Yeah, it's over. It's over for them no matter what. So yeah, we don't even worry about that. This game, once again, it's another game where we're trying to get some stats, maybe get some dev ups, and ultimately trying to keep the team fresh enough. Maybe even try to fix this offense a little bit. But let's take a look at the injuries of the Jets, see what their roster looks like real quick. Of course, Uche's back in. Brewer's injured for the Jets. Uche's back in, but at the end of the day, Rudd really hasn't played well regardless. I was going to put him in, but nah, we can't. It's just he's not played well. He's a rookie. Justice Kelly, he's a good quarterback. When things go bad, though, they really struggle. Breece Hall, solid running back. Looking at their wide receiver situation, Garrett Wilson's still obviously one of the best in the league. Shaheed is insanely fast. And then Broyles, he's, a solid, dependable guy. Should be the number 2 with Shaheed at 3 with the speed, but that's not how they're going with it. Tight end, Pollard should be the starter. Maybe even Darnell Washington, but they're starting Edwards for some reason. Left tackle's really good. Left guard's really good. Center's really bad. Right guard's good enough. Right tackle's good enough, but he's regressed, obviously. Clayton, left end, rookie, 78 overall, decent. Right end, Cofield, bigger dude. Not very good at block shed, though, so kind of a weird build there. Quinnen's still one of the best. Kenny Clark, serviceable. Hearn's not very fast at left out. Is he even, he's off ball, I guess. And then looking at the linebackers, Christian Barrett, very athletic. He's actually, kind of one of the up-and-coming players in the league. 84 overall, really good change of direction. Super speedy. Block shed's great. Coverage, where is his coverage? Man and zone are solid. Rogers, the rookie, he could be the next up for them. Another really fast player with good change of direction. Quincy Williams, fast enough. Still Garner, pretty good corner 1. Starks, not a bad number 2 with not really good at man coverage. Benford, really good zone as well, but not fast. Free safety Blankenship, super slow. Strong safety Fuller, not that fast either. So maybe something deep against them, but we've barely even been able to get the intermediate stuff half the time. York, the strongest kicker in the league apparently with 99 kick power. And then J.K. Scott, no slouch at 96. Another team that likes to run the ball a lot, defend inside. If we get that run game stopped, it seems like they will probably fold along with it. But their defense, definitely a defense that scares me a bit. I am going to go with run inside as well. So it could be another quick one. And then, of course, these are our focus players as usual. Couple of upgrades, but it's mainly Gonzalez. These corners are pretty much maxed out as is, but their zone's a little bit lower than their man, so you might as well go with zone coverage. 97 overall, 95 for his zone, which only gets 1. But still, with the morale boost, it's almost 99 for both. Obviously, insanely athletic. Press is crazy. What's the catch? 74? I don't believe it. I don't buy it after last game. But let's go against these Jets, where really, once again, none of this matters too much. Do the Jets at least maybe have a chance? I mean, you almost want them in the playoffs. We do pretty well against them every time. 11th seed. The Chiefs are in danger of missing the playoffs. That is insane. Who's lower than them? 8th seed at, okay, to be fair, 8, 9, all of them. They're like, you got to have some losses in there probably. Either way, there's a chance. There's a chance the Chiefs lose. I really wish we had to play them because that would be pretty satisfying, knocking them out of the playoffs. Texans, once again, I don't even know if there's going to be much we can do there either. Once if they win and the Raiders lose, it's not really going to change much then. But we'll see what happens. First things first, Jets. Here we are for game 2. The Jets didn't really pay attention to the standings. Not likely a chance for them to make a comeback on the season and make the playoffs, but once again, trying to get some stats, get some dev ups with some maybe potential award wins. Obviously, Uche back in the lineup. I don't think it's going to be much of a chance for him to go up in dev, unfortunately. Just always injured. And there's just some players on this team that are always freaking hurt. The running backs, the wide receivers, and the D-line. It's always those guys. The corners, the DBs, I'm going to jinx it now. The safeties, they're always pretty healthy for the most part. Offensive line's pretty healthy, but just those positions, you're just never going to get a dev up if you can't play the whole season. Don't know what Ojulari's numbers look like, but even he was out for a while, wasn't he? I mean, we just can't stay healthy, which is, kind of like a balancing act here where it's like, okay, we don't need to win this game, but you also want to, once again, keep the team fresh enough. If you sit them right now, that's like literally a month until they're playing again, which is insane. A month? That is so much time. As we get a nice little hit in there to the 26-yard line. Go the Jets. They've shown in the past that, once again, when they're on, they are good. They are good. They're just not great, and the problem is they're not always on. They'll have a good drive or two, and then they'll just completely fall apart. Statistics look good. 27 touchdowns, 10 picks, 3,200 yards. Uche going against Fashion, who not a great week to be coming back in. That could be picked already, and it was dropped by Garrett Wilson playing defense last second. Collins with the ball in his hands, twisting around for it. I mean, I like the aggression, but at the same time, they already almost just put themselves in a hole immediately. 5 wide. They're going aggressive. Oh, it's going to be a screen, which we're actually not going to get out there for. And this slow tight end's going to get out there for the first down, but it looks like it might be coming back. Late holding call for Shaheed. It will still give them a net positive in a way because they didn't really lose much on there, but could have been worse. It could have been, a loss of like 10 on that hold, and we're not going to get there. Oh, my. It's a bad play. Good hit, but gain of 14. One could have been a loss. Going to press him. Gamble going against Garrett Wilson. Don't know if I love that, but what a move by Warmack just to push through that lineman, force running back Breece Hall to cut back in. And speaking of, 0 touchdowns, 74 yards. It's a good yards per carry average, just not a touchdown, and considering they put so much pressure on the run game, the numbers need to be higher than that if they're going to win games, But one would also argue that just passing the ball better would help. Just maybe play a little bit better in the pass game. Out there, can't get in the inside. Garrett Wilson. Hit doesn't work to the 38-yard line. Big play. From the 38-yard line, nice little press through. We're out there. He's in trouble. Coverage sack. Guess who? Cobb, probably the best pass rusher on this team now. And this is usually where it's the beginning of the end. What the hell has happened to the D-line? We got all of our freaking pass rushers in on the interior. What a hit by Gonzalez. It's going to be a minimal gain, 3rd and 16. All right, back to normal. Or not. Simpson's in. Okay, Uche returning, maybe mess some things up perhaps. Cobb in pursuit, forces over to run, and that will be a throwaway on the pressure. That'll be a punt on top of it. And they're actually kicking a field goal. I know the guy's got the leg, but I don't think the odds are great here. And wow, okay. Forget anything I've said. Cade York, 99 kick power. Hits it from 61 yards out. The confidence in him, especially in this kind of cold weather, is ridiculous. What a freaking kick. They're going to take the lead. Get out there. Great blocking as Allen's going to get a nice return to the 40. Drake May last week, really barely involved at all. Run game was, good enough. Defense was better. Maybe we get more aggressive this week, but at the same time, winning games is winning games, Although you could argue winning games while being sacked a billion times like Drake May was isn't really necessarily the same. And we're going to be out there. Nice run by Brooks for about 6. Last week, 15 for 61, just about 4 yards per carry, no touchdowns. But yeah, it was one of those types of bad games because not even the running backs got involved in the receiving game, really, as nobody's going to be on Douglas. Don't know why we cut there. We get about 5 or 6. It's a first down. Get the big 6'9" tight end involved on a route out there. He's been pretty good at blocking. And there's nobody on him. He's wide open. Catches it. Can't really cut up field because that ball is just a little bit too out there. But a big first down. Nobody's on him. Don't get me wrong. Everyone's used to him, running, just blocking. Not really running a route. But still got to be careful. Inside, there goes Patton, a little behind them. Still catches it for about 8. Some of those throws over the middle, we maybe played a little too conservatively. We play it back a little bit. Brooks inside from the 17. And we'll do just enough. Almost a damn holding call on Palmer there. It was close. Got some linebackers staring me down a little funky like. I don't know if I like that. Yeah, I was about to say. It's me Bates, who kind of jumps up for it. Didn't really need to. Gets 7. All right, kind of got some go routes. Can we get I think they're on this, right? Yeah, whatever. And there goes Douglas, wide open behind Bates. He's drawing a little bit of attention, but also just a really good route by Douglas to beat his man. And just like last week, a really good opening drive, but what'll happen after? That's the problem. It's after that opening drive that we worry about. As Demario Douglas has a really good run off that line and we honestly threw it to him late and got him hit hard. And Breece Hall gets absolutely swallowed up early for a loss of 1 for the 29-yard line. 2nd and 11. Chase down. Oh, Breece Hall is going to get away. Collins, look at the speed. He actually couldn't even get away from Collins. It doesn't really say much about Breece Hall not being fast enough, but just how fast Collins is, especially with the long strides of that 6'3" frame. They actually have a chance to get stopped again here because of that play. And they will not, but it's a good effort. It was close. Good move by Breece Hall to find that little opening. I always make sure to have pants on so you can't see my little play action. Oh, we're not on Breece. Breece one-on-one. We'll go for the hit. Yeah, I figured from that sideline, unless he actually breaks the tackle inside, he's done for on that play. It was risky in the over pursuit, but start of the second quarter, 7-3. Sort of on par to score more than last week, at least offensively. McKenzie going against the tight end. I do like that we mix it up a little bit and put the corners on the tight ends because those guys are hard to cover, and that will be a throwaway. I thought he was going to throw it right to us with Breeze. From the 46-yard line, the Jets scored last drive. In position right now to do the same. Oh, it's a screen pass. Cobb trying to get out in front. Helps him. McKenzie does a great job there, but I don't know if with the blocker on him, he brings him down without help, and Cobb was there for that help. Go back to Cobb. You know what? Cobb's good on his own. Let's go Barmore. It's not like Barmore's not good on his own, and he doesn't get the tackle. Breece breaks it and gets to the 25-yard line. That would have been a loss. I feel like with him having momentum, you kind of need to give him a pop, and he just somehow tanks it. Oh, we got beat on that. Huge hit, but Garrett Wilson holds on to this one, 9. If they're smart, they wouldn't be predictable on this play, and they would actually... Yeah, I was about to say they'd actually throw the ball, but the tight end, it's a terrible pass. All right, bring in the blitz. Oh, it's going to be a run. Beasley, and they get sealed off. Breece Hall, another first down. They've been pretty good on those short down situations. It could be a play action. If not, they're going to have us outmatched hard here on the line. And we're going to... Oh, wow, what a juke move. I did not expect that. Usually don't see that from them. Breece Hall with a crazy juke move inside. I was expecting him to just try to run past us. And here we go with some zone coverage, a zone blitz with the DB. Back of the end zone. I don't know why McKenzie doesn't pick that. Maybe he saw it late. Bit of a bad decision there. Oh, we are not ready for this. He's got too many people to cover. If I cover Garrett Wilson, he throws the tight end who's open as well. Instead, we cover none. So maybe he should have at least taken a guess. Kind of like a goalkeeper. You just got to, in a penalty situation, you got to just take one. You can't just sit in the middle. And unfortunately, we're not going to get a hand on it. Good play. Pretty good coverage. Just slants, one-on-one stuff. But yeah, that tight end, I don't know if he's getting the touchdown, but it doesn't really matter. Either way, he's catching it, and it's going to be close to a touchdown, if not. On the return, Allen. Gets some pretty good blocks. Juke inside. Oh, you almost got past him. Would have been a huge return. Brooks to the left on the stretch. Got Lyman getting second level. Good move by Middlebrooks, who has been one hell of an addition, let me tell you. He's been really good at blocking. He really is like an extra lineman in there. And we're going to take Bates, who's wide open. Gain of about 11. They backed up because they saw Patton. Smart. Pretty smart move, I'll admit it. Brooks with the pulling guard who pulls us out of the play, and man, Palmer was lost on that play. He just didn't block anybody. Gotta just go for someone. Man, just do something. Bates, not super open, but open enough, and it's a good throw. Great catch to the 32. Faulkner does still get open more and quicker, but Bates at that speed, he could be a real problem at some point. Brooks, 4, maybe 5. Quick throw. I think they do have Sauce going against him, though. That's the problem. Let's run it inside instead. See if Palmer actually wants to block someone this time. He does. We kind of hesitate, but we still gain 4. That's a good gain. Going to stick, which is actually the play that beat us in the red zone last drive. And there goes Patton. Same way as they got it. Patton, juke move inside, down to the 2, or up to the line, see if we can catch him. No, it's a 2-minute warning. Those slants, they're deadly. Go short inside away from Quinnen. And one-on-one, trucking into the end zone to regain the lead. A bit of a back and forth in this one. I like it. They've had some pretty long, sustaining drives, so have we. Playing a little bit better this week. And we're out there. Good catch on the 10. I mean, I suppose if you're going to be slow, you better be able to catch. And so far he has, for the most part, shown that. Is that Beasley going against freaking Garrett? Pretty good coverage, though. Uche dropping back. Going to be up a little bit with Gamble in case it is a run, which is not. Outside's wide open. Can't stay in bounds. Still a first down. I think the hope there is that they panic into a quick throw rather than, one of the later progression reads. And really pretty good coverage by McKenzie, but Shaheed out there. I thought he was going to catch it. We'll just keep the 2 safeties back, even if we got McKenzie in the zone. Just never be too safe. Ooh, I thought he was going to throw to Breeze. That would have been a good trick play. Looked like he's about to take off. Got a blitz or Mormack. Let's see if we can get around the guard, which we can. Free rusher. That'll be a sack. Didn't have enough resources over there. Warmack will add another to the year. Wonder where his sack total lies. It's got to be up there. I don't know if it's double digit. Good, but it's at least 6 to 7. Not a great look on a return, but gets a few yards. About 1:07. Maybe we do some with it. Brooks on the year, 759 yards, 12 touchdowns. Not looking good for 1,000, but still a good year. Really wonder what Stevenson's numbers look like. Stepping in, and we're just going to take off. And there goes Drake May. Just take the hit. No fumble, thank you. Maybe you have Bates. Maybe you have Patton. I just don't know if any of them are like clear-cut completions. There goes Patton. Just because it's sauce doesn't mean we're not going to look over that way. Garner kind of got lost in the own sauce, to be honest. He was nowhere near him. And once again, I mean, they got Patton. It's just, we have one timeout. I kind of need that ball to get out of bounds. If I throw to Patton there, he's stuck in bounds. We're using our last timeout. Now if we've used our last timeout, okay, it's not as bad because we're at least in field goal range already. Bates maybe should have waited a second longer. Oh, never mind. Bates is in. Huge play after the catch. And that is a massive play. I mean, he's going down in bounds, and, we're probably not calling a timeout. We're about 20 seconds left, 15 yards away, maybe. Instead, Bates does the rest, 20 yards away, actually, a little bit further. I can't believe he caught that and broke the tackle. And, of course, Polk is just blocking for months up there. Perfect blocking. Huge score. We're on fire today. 34-yard line, the Jets on 3rd and 6. I mean, I don't think we're going to be able to do something to get another chance to score, but if we can at least get off the field here, that'd be pretty cool. And yeah, that curl route, got to be safe with it. Good tackle, but their drive continues. We actually covered Garrett Wilson with our other side. Oh my lord, is that Beasley? A little bit of a late push. We're on him, and oh, he's going to get blasted by Uche over there. Loss of 1. Keep going into more man coverage. He had the outside look, and he just didn't anticipate it. And that'll be another sack, a fumble that could have gone badly. We'll call a timeout to see what they want to do with it. They're going to go Hail Mary. I mean, they had a huge mistake there. I was like, call a timeout, maybe have another chance at it. Who knows? And he is going to take this chance, and it's going to be dropped by everyone. Not a bad half. 21-10, looking pretty good. Offense finally playing their part. Run game looks decent. Bates, the tight end, looks good. Uche's, had his presence shown already, and, this is a pretty good offensive line, especially left tackle. Considering we're leading, you know what? We're going to keep it going. We had to throw it medium as our focus, and it's worked. So why would I go with, away with what's working? Harper on the return. Once again, he's been good this year. Just not a good last couple of blocks. Wheel mesh. We really like these types of plays. Get the running back out the backfield, making sure they respect it. Nobody on Douglas, who's been pretty open today. Almost a first down. Not that it needed to be, or it was really a hard throw, but that was a really nice throw. That release was solid. It's perfect. Ran right through that with ease. And we need some guys getting out there, man. Oh, good job by Brooks. Nice stiff arm to the 42. Really did not expect that to work, but it did. Flood drive, one of our other favorite plays. Out there, Brooks. Juke move gets him about 5. And if you're going to carry the receiver up the field and we're going to get a free 5 underneath, I'm going to take it. Play action. That's a really good throw again, and Douglas catches it to the 28-yard line. Coverage is crazy good, but just a better throw. Getting a little more aggressive out here, and it's leading to some things. I will say if this ball is, if they cover Patton, this is going to be a pretty bad run. They do leave Patton. The juke move works. Patton's got speed. Down to the 3. Gets so much space within seconds. We have not missed a single throw yet, which is really surprising because usually, we're throwing the ball away. Brooks going for number 2. Gets it easily. Our offense has been on fire. Looking at a 3rd and 4. Once again, another team that's just so reliant on the run. If it doesn't work, you're in trouble. Short out was open, and so is Shaheed inside. McKenzie was in the zone, gets burned. And I simmed one play to get the ball rolling. They got the ball rolling very much so with a 47-yard touchdown to Garrett Wilson. Safe to say if we were to actually sim a game, we lose instantly. Our team cannot play on their own. It's crazy. Good return. Allen to the 41. Blocks pretty solid there. When you get that ball, kicked off to that side to start, we always get a really good return. Drake May, though, literally has not thrown an incompletion. And there's no way to jinx it. He throws a pick, so what? He's still having a great game. Points are far from guaranteed. So, you can't expect to score every drive, and you can't expect every takeaway to be a score every time. Oh, wow. Our lineman just missed hard. 7 yards, could have been more. Going super heavy with Stevenson. Like the big fella's in there. Let's get him. Stevenson bouncing. Maybe could have went all the way left. Gains 2, though. Double slant. Quick look to the outside with Brooks. Could be a quick throw to Bates. We'll see. And they're on this. Good throw and catch. Douglas. Completion conversion. Back to Stevenson. Blocks. They're okay. Stevenson falling 4 for 4. It's nice to have 2 really good running backs, right? Just once again, one of them, because of their age, seemingly always hurt. What a move by Brooks, looking really fast and elusive inside for 12. All right, it's been a little while since we've come back to this. See if they actually read it this time. They're leaving it again. This time they actually do tackle it one-on-one. Gains 7, though. I get it, right? He is a scary guy, but you kind of need to get up on him. Brooks fighting enough to get the first down. It's a nice play. Patton, I think they have outside leverage, so maybe a little bit better as a post. Inside, Polk gains a lot on that move. Gains to the 9. It would be pretty neat to finish a game 100% completion percentage, can't lie. Oh, wow, they just gunned it off the edge, but, at the same time, it'd be nice to win the game. 11 points is not a solid lead. It's good, but they can easily come back into it if we don't score a touchdown here. We ran this trail last time. It worked. There's nobody on Bates. Gets about a half of it. Problem is it's now 3rd and goal. Do you trust Bates to actually get there or no? Douglas with the score. Guy chasing the running back from behind. Doesn't see Douglas in his peripheral, and Douglas will score. Keeping that completion percentage up to 100 and adding another score to the total. That could be the dagger. Now when you get a big gainer to Broyles, who finally gets involved a little bit. 2nd and 2 now from the 20-yard line. I mean, they're still in it. They're still trying. I can respect it. Oh, wow. Gonzalez was there, but I think he kind of lost where he was when he had to work through the block. The chip, if you will. After last week's win with the 2 takeaways, we actually moved up to 4th in ranking for takeaways, but unfortunately 0 today, which is probably going to drop our rank again. And he's in trouble, and he almost fumbles. The 3rd sack of the day for Uche. Let the man feast. He kind of seems pissed off. 2nd and 18. We don't have the safety deep. Don't need to be. And we are way too shallow. They're too deep. And he throws it right in front of us. Garrett Wilson having a game. It felt like I know that route. I know that play-action play. But it felt like it was still too, deep of a streak. Wow. Trenton just gunned it. Sack again. But, personally, it felt like Garrett Wilson was running that too deep, which is why I thought it was a streak. I thought it was just go routes. Oh, good D. All over that. I mean, 35-17, a field goal does keep you in it. But at this point in the game, needing touchdowns at some point anyways. Another huge hit. It's going to drop the ball. Beasley up in there, and Gonzalez good enough from behind. Pause. But yeah, I think you need scores. And it's 4th and goal from the 7. Who would expect a blitz? We left the running back open. Warmack causes enough of a pressure, and that'll be turnover on downs to end the game. But you know this team. Injuries are bound to happen in the playoffs. Maybe even against the Texans right before the playoffs. Oh, wow, we got cooked. Nice to keep the guys fresh in case they need to come in. Also pretty cool that we did get that 0 incompletion game. There goes Stevenson battling through the entire defense for 13 and a first down. Not going to quite get you the record, but it's still going to be one of those games. Still cool. Falk testing that speed out. Late throw, and oh, didn't even go for it. Kind of looking at the line, looking at the players behind us. Didn't really even notice that Bates, anyways, got that wide open. Out there, and Stevenson, really good catch. Needed to get that floated up there because with the blocking, the way he got off the line there, just needed to get up there. Whereas throwing a perfect ball was damn near impossible because the timing's gone because he's not getting out of the line. And that throw is terrible because we're on the run. Oh, read option, Falk. He doesn't get a block. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, Polk? We obviously went for it on that 4th and 3. I mean, it's 17-point deficit. It's impossible, right? We'll take it, I guess. I wanted to go a little bit deeper than that, but we'll get the 6 to Douglas out of bounds. No safety over there, so if Douglas runs a clean one. It's a little behind him, but he will catch it. He's got enough speed. He doesn't. The ball's a little more out in front of him. That's a touchdown. Good route, though. Douglas definitely having a good game today. Henderson, the big frame. Nope. Yep, nope. Patton maybe makes it look a little easy. Verticals. See if they actually are bringing them or not. That's a tough one. It's a good try. It's a little flat, but a good try. That'll end the game. 35-17. I mean, we got a little more aggressive just to get our, conservative matters out of the way a little bit with Falk. But, I mean, I think he looks good enough. He had to come in and win some games. I think he could. Could he win the Super Bowl, though? That's the question. I don't know. Keep talking about hypotheticals that hopefully never happen, but they are conversations to be had nonetheless. May, really good stretch of games, to be fair. Not high volume at times, but good enough to get the job done and win the game. And obviously this one, 19 for 19, I believe it was. A couple hundred yards, couple touchdowns. Really good game. And obviously the defense was relentless, specifically that man, Uche. Bates, big touchdown after the catch, jumping into the end zone. And Faulkner, it must be frustrating. I mean, he knows he's going to get paid somewhere, but at least right now, especially if he wanted to be a Patriot long-term, it's got to be painful. Sitting physically, because he's injured, but sitting sidelined watching a guy physically take your job in front of you and you can do nothing about it. May, 3 touchdowns, 19 for 19, 243 yards, 100% completion percentage, obviously. 2 touchdowns on the ground with Brooks, Stevenson, not really that good of a game. Douglas got over 100 with 2 touchdowns. Bates, 83 with a touchdown. Patton, 61. Polk's, 23. I really want to know what Polk's numbers on the year are. They got to be pretty low. Uche, 3 sacks. Simpson with a sack. Cobb with a sack. Warmack with a sack. Johnson had a sack for them. 0 picks. 0 missed kicks. That kick from freaking Cade York, though. What a long one. What a goon. And speaking of another cornerback that's basically maxed in man coverage, he's pretty much maxed in zone as well. Let's actually go man-to-man because of that. Might get a +2 to zone anyways. 1 man, 1 to zone, 3 to tackle, 2 to press. He's now physically 99 man coverage with another zone coverage. He's 2 away from that as well. These corners are ridiculous. Catching 64. I mean, it'd be nice if those ratings could go up. Don't know if they do. They must, because I thought he had lower than that before, no? Maybe it's Gamble I'm thinking of. I don't know. But I thought we had someone with like really low catching, like under 60. Regardless, though, that is going to be it for this one. 15-1 on the season. Going against the Texans, who, I mean, for a brief moment in time, were contesting us for the number 1 seed. That's now gone, and they might be potentially trying to hold on for the number 2 or 3 seed, let alone, getting that 4th seed versus the Ravens. They got us next. Don't know what happened there in this week's game. Maybe they win, and all of those questions are kind of gone for the most part. Although they could still, if like the Raiders win and then they win again and we beat them, who knows? But yeah, next episode will be that Texans game and the stats and awards, which usually take us a little bit of time to do. Then it's the playoffs, the 3-peat chance. It's all right in front of us. We'll see if we can do it. Anyways, playing a little bit better. Loving to see it, and hope you guys are loving the video in the series. If you guys enjoyed this one, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, I do appreciate continued support on the channel. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. Second channel for PK plays the non-Madden. Second channel be starting something up sooner or later, I imagine, over there. And yeah, that's about it. I don't know what's next. Something tomorrow, and then a rebuild on Thursday. Yeah, hopefully come back for next video. But until next video, see ya. But as usual, once again, shout out to all the members of the channel. Looking to probably push something. I haven't recorded it yet, but something like kind of what I mentioned before as like a little bonus video for members only one of these days this week. So be on the lookout for that. And for anyone that's not already a member and you're thinking about becoming one, click the join button next to the subscribe button. All the details will be in there. We do monthly Madden rebuild that is exclusive to members. Usually kind of something a little bit less like formal, less like realistic style, some kind of random challenge or whatnot. And we'll throw a couple extra videos in there here and there. Like I said, starting hopefully this week. And yeah, that's about it. Remember or not, appreciate y'all watching and see ya.